After weathering 8 weeks of downtime due to the pandemic, by the end of May, NASCAR was starting to find its rhythm.
Ready to race here at Charlotte. Finally, short track racing at Bristol.
Just you and him.
Here comes Keselowski.
You're checking right here, man. Nice work.
Brad Keselowski will claim victory in the Coca-Cola 600.
Oh my goodness, thank you guys.
But if 2020 has taught us anything, it's that sports don't play out in a vacuum. Events beyond anyone's control were once again about to impact NASCAR and one of its star drivers, and force a reckoning with history.
The drums roll and the trumpets blare. It's the day of days in South Carolina, the running of the Darlington Southern 500.
NASCAR has a complicated history with race, let's be honest.
NASCAR was a sport that was quite literally born in the Jim Crow South.
The spirit of the Old South is here just the same.
Its growing years were rooted in the Southeast in the 1950s and the 1960s. As a result, it is the widest professional sport. A lot of really good people have worked really hard over the years to try and change that.
Wendell Scott broke NASCAR's color barrier in the 60s. He was the sport's first full-time African-American driver. But when decades went by without a second, NASCAR took steps to diversify the garage. In 2004, it formed a program called Drive for Diversity with the help of the sport's lone African-American team owner, former NBA player Brad Daugherty. But progress was slow.
Stock car racing is a cultural sport. You need that cultural lineage. I need my grandfather to have been in the sport, my dad, someone to give me the tools and hands-on experience. All of these young men and women of color had the opportunity to come out and learn more about the race car and also the racing business. But after that, it's like, okay, what's your real opportunity? You know, there's only 36 teams that participate, there's 36 seats, and those are taken.
We went 10-ish years before we were actually able to put someone in the national series for any length of time. And that certainly has changed with the likes of Bubba Wallace and Daniel Suarez.
Bubba Wallace got his start in the Drive for Diversity program in 2010 and quickly found success in NASCAR's minor leagues. At a Martinsville Truck Series race in 2013, Wallace became the first black driver since Scott to win a race. He did it again the next year, this time driving the number 34 in honor of Scott's longtime number.
Darrell Wallace Jr. will take Wendell Scott back to victory lane.
And in 2018, nearly 50 years after Scott's last race, Wallace strapped into the 43 car and became the second African-American driver to race full-time in NASCAR's top division, the Cup Series.
Austin Dill is going to win the 60th running of the Daytona 500, with Bubba Wallace coming in second.
Got so many emotions going right now.
I am so proud of you, baby. I'm so proud of you.
Pull it together, bud. Pull it together. You just finished second. It's awesome.
While pit road looks very different now than it did in Scott's day, NASCAR's historical image has been hard to shake.
There has been, I think, this stigma around the sport in the past that people aren't welcome, and that's what we're looking to change.
It was always going to take someone special in the right place at the right time to push it over that threshold. Bubba Wallace was not that person when he first got into a Cup car.
There was a reticence on his part to discuss the fact that he was a black man competing in NASCAR.
Yeah, you're gonna hear black driver. I'm gonna be labeled as that. I've never, looked at myself as the black race car driver and that everybody should treat me like that. And so there's no need to talk about it.
I think he tried to shy away from that because he did want to focus on his performance.
The last thing in the world you want as a race car driver is to be perceived that you are in a ride for any reason other than the fact that you're a great race car driver. Just like anybody is worried about hearing my granddaddy put me in the ride. I only got the ride because my mom is the CEO of this company, or I only got this ride because I came up through a diversity program. I believe that Bubba Wallace was worried about that. He wanted people to see him win races in the Truck Series, almost win the Daytona 500. He wanted people to see him do those things first before the conversation they had was, well, how'd you get here? And so as a result, he wasn't ready to discuss those things.
Much like the rest of the world, he went through some significant change in the spring where the country was at that point. Made him feel as if it was imperative for him to come out and speak that way.
NASCAR 2020 Under Pressure, streaming now only on MotorTrend.